I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. What's going on, everybody? Let me dive right into this video, and let me give a shout out to Reverend Williams on here. Big shout out to you, Reverend Williams. My title says, we need a bigger church building. We need a bigger church building. Boy, this is funny that you asked me about this, because I was just talking to my daddy earlier about this same topic that a lot of pastors been asking me about, because I deal with a lot of pastors, y'all. Y'all know that. I sit down with a lot of them. I talk to a lot of them. They tell me their visions, and they always want to know from a minister of music point of view, because we all know next to pastoring in the church, one of the biggest ministries also in the church is, you know, the music department, your worship service, which plays a big part. And when you have a good, let me say it right, anointed musicians who are faithful, dedicated, full of the Holy Spirit and ready to move forward, and when people see that, most of the time when people join a church, the majority of them want to join the choir stand. And the reason I want to use this title, we need a bigger building, because pretty much every pastor I talk to, that's where they at right now, and been at for 5 or 6 years, some longer than that. They still say every year we need a building, we need a bigger building. We got a vision, we want to do this, we need a gymnasium, you know, we need classrooms. But here's the problem. So many of them are putting, and I hope all of them are looking at this video, out of love I'm talking, y'all know, putting so much on we need a building that a lot of them haven't realized that they can't even pack out the building they in. So they just start complaining more and more about, man, when we gonna grow. And when you do that about just being stuck on we need another building, you start losing focus on the building you in. Now what's sad is you got a lot of church buildings that's up, that's paid for. And I'm just tickled to death, Rev, that you asked me about this, because I know it's plenty of pastors you could have talked to about this, and they'll tell you their little point of view, you know, or whatever. But see, let me go back to the Word, because the Bible tells us, brother, I know I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know, but when the Bible say, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and then all those other things will be added, that's the problem. And it's not just people in general, like congregation members, but it's also pastors that are not seeking the kingdom first. They trying to get the other things, but they're not seeking the kingdom. But not all pastors are like this. So once your main thing becomes we need another building, if you can't pack out that building you in, you know what's going to happen when you get another building? You got more bills. You got a higher electric bill. And if your church attendance is not the same or more every Sunday, you know what's going to happen with that church? It's going to become in debt. It's going to come in debt. It's going to be boarded up like a lot of these churches I see around Dallas. I'm talking about some mid-sized churches that have boarded up. They closed down. The house of God is closed. And see, when you got a pastor also have to be business-minded. And when you don't have a business-minded type of pastor, and sad thing is, a lot of people, these trustees, don't really know what they're doing in a lot of churches, but not all of them. When the trustees and people don't know their position and don't know how to get out there and grow, and grow from the inside, you always say if you want to grow, you got to do something you've never done before. And that's how you really grow. The reason why most churches that I see, and there's a lot of churches that I see, they don't move forward, because they just stuck in tradition and religion. The same old format. They don't want to see nothing new. And when you don't see nothing new, when Jesus was all about new, Jesus was all about spiritual growth. And these churches, a lot of them that do this, they are not. So when you sit back and keep saying, man, I need a building, let's just say a building of Say a building, a smaller building that just seat 200. Let's say the whole 200 maxed out. That's not real. That's not a big building, or 150. Now let's just say only 30 members are coming to church every Sunday faithfully. 30. And 15 of them going to be the choir. Let me be quiet, y'all. I'm joking, but I'm being real. But let's just say 30 members. 30 members. But yet and still, you want a building that seat 800 or 500. Now, just say those 30 out of those 30 members, 3 of them get mad with the pastor and leave. And those 3 that just left, they was paying $500 a piece and tithing every Sunday. But yet, we need a new building. See, the old building, let me say, the building you are in need to be overflowing every Sunday before you even think about we need a new building. And then here go the other thing. Who's going to teach? See, this is why so many pastors are getting hit hard with everything, because they're the only one teaching. And when you become the only one teaching, preaching, it take a whole lot out of you. So when you start talking about bouncing in new buildings, then you know what you also do? You'll move into a new building with the same people that really don't want to move forward. It happens a lot. Because let's just be real. You got people in the church don't want a new building. They don't. They don't want a new building at all. They want to stay just like it is. They don't care if new members come or not. They want it to stay the same. So all this, I need a building, I need a building. Now let's keep it real also. Some people do need a building. They need to bust out the building they in because they growing spiritually. They need a bigger building. But sometimes less works the best. And sometimes you got to understand that the Lord got you still where you are for a reason. But at the same time, the Lord is not always keeping us down. We keep ourselves down. Because let me go off the wall and say this, and I'm about to make a lot of people mad when I say this. But Baptist churches, the majority of all these churches in the neighborhood, they have taken up so much money to build a mansion, a church, a huge church. See, they always down the mega churches, a lot of people out here. But at the same time, these Baptist churches have been taking up money for 20, 30 years. And like Steve Harvey say, they haven't put a doorknob on the church. All those years and years, you done raised millions and millions. But when you look and ask where the money is going, but yet and still, here go the problem. We still need a building fund. Why is it you can't get the building built? Every church, you know pretty much, got a building fund. Some of them done got their building. And this is why your church started becoming a begging church with a begging preacher. Like I was just doing with that little skit video. That's real in that video, y'all. That's the type of stuff I done seen all my life in church. Real, that's real. If you saw that video, you become a begging church. And now all of a sudden, every week your sermon becomes about money. We're going back to Malachi. Money. Money. We ready to grow, but we not ready to grow. It's really what you might as well say. So when you keep saying, I need a building, but you can't take care of the one you in. You can't even get people to pack that building out. Reverend, you still with me? I hope you ain't got mad and cut this video off, because I'm telling you the truth, man. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody that can save anybody. Y'all know that old song, but let me quit saying it, because my big brother P.P. Jones corrected me on that a while back. He said, don't call yourself nobody, brother. You somebody. I like that. That's that old Williams brother song, but not jump off and all that. So the question is, Rev, this is what I like to tell pastors. Do you see what God have showed you? Or do you see what you have showed you? Or do you see what Satan has showed you? Because the other thing is, when you get a good dynamic pastor who's ready to move forward, and God give him that vision, then all of a sudden, you got a congregation, they don't see that vision. They got a problem with it. And then here go the other thing. You can't get your visions and your dreams mixed up. Y'all, somebody might catch that later. Because you can have a vision, but that vision, you can also have a dream, and they might not line up with each other. Now that sound kind of contradicting, don't it? But some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I just want to just have this little real talk real. Maybe some of this stuff I said can give you another way to look at it. Because I'm just being real when I say that a lot of churches are not going to grow because the same people in position with the same old messed up stuff. And the ones that's complaining, they're not going to do nothing at all, brother. Trust me. It's always funny to me, the ones that sit back and do all the talking, those are the ones who don't do nothing at all for the church but complain. They sit back and talk about everybody else, but what are they doing other than complaining? This is why going out and reaching the lost is so important. Having a food pantry, feeding the homeless. I ain't talking about no Thanksgiving. I'm talking about people that starving all during the year, 365 days out of the year. I'm talking about doing stuff for people all the time, not on Christmas and Thanksgiving. One day to say, oh, we're going to feed somebody and give them a turkey. When you got people starving, sleeping right around the corner from the church, sleeping on the same street as the church. So that's when you start growing, when you follow the Lord. When you focus on the people and not the building, don't you know God is going to make that happen for you? But when you start focusing on the building and not people, not the lost, not the ones who need help, not spreading the word, yo, you want that building, you're just going to mess around and get a building. Then you're going to be praying to get out that building. God bless you. God keep you, my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, because I've had an awesome day, and I thank the Lord for it. And once again, I'm on top of the ground and not under the ground. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody didn't lay down last night. Somebody died in their sleep. Let's count it all blessings when the Lord allows us to see another day. God bless you and God keep you. Peace.